Halo, selamat pagi. Good morning. Today on Unit 1, we come to the culture in mind. Mostly we're going to talk about a thing called drums, where the drums can be used as a tool for communication. Now, here, mention some other tools that are used for communications. I'll give you 30 seconds and you have to write it down on the comment below. Done yet? Alright, now I have for you the
Talking drums.
These drums
In some parts of Africa, drums have been used for communication for hundreds of years.
Now,
That
what
was
is it used
how,
for?
for example,
Let's find out.
tribes knew that European explorers were on their way. They heard the drum messages from miles away, long before the explorers actually appeared. At one time, drums were banned because slaves were using them to send messages to each other. The slave masters couldn't understand the messages and were worried about what the slaves were saying. So they banned the use of the drums. There are three types of drumming. One type uses rhythms to send a particular signal. A second type of drumming repeats the patterns of speech. In example, it matches the rhythm of specific words or sentences. And the third type is more musical. None of the forms of drummings are proper languages. Indeed, there is no international drumming language at all. Drum communication is localized and quite limited. People can't suddenly add new expressions to the drumming, so it can't be used to say anything you want. And there is always a danger that messages will be misunderstood. Nevertheless, drumming is still a valuable way of sending limited information, where the people who hear it understand the messages.
Alright, done with that. So from this passage we know that the drums is used years ago or might be centuries ago. So now let's get to this next part, the reading passage. This is the reading passage that you have previously. Read the text, then mark the statement true or false, or not enough information. Number 1. Africans used drumming before Europeans discovered the continent. Number 2. Slaves used drumming to send messages about their slave masters. Number 3. Slave masters encouraged the use of drumming. Number 4. Some drumming sounds a bit like speech. Number 5. Drumming communication differs from one country to another. Number 6. People add new words and phrases to the drumming language all the time. Number 7. About half all drum messages are misunderstood. Alright, well that's all for today's reading passage. Thank you. And you can start doing it on your workbook.